Number 10, PR number 24-3640 is a resolution expressing the non-support of the City of Port Arthur City Council regarding the proposed closing of the Jefferson County tax office location in Port Arthur. It's requesting immediate reconsideration and reversal thereof. This has been requested by yours truly, Mayor Bartie. Making a motion for approval, Councilman Doucet.
So moved.
May I get a second, Councilman Beckcom?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We would approve PR number 24-364 as presented. We are ready for a question, Councilman Beckcom.
Thank you. I've been asked by our tax assessor collector, Kate Carroll, to make some statements regarding this. I was informed about this when I received my agenda notebook late last week and contacted her office along with our county judge, Jeff Brannick, to let them know that this was on our agenda, and this was the first that they had been notified about this. Kate Carroll is at a conference in Galveston, and she's not able to be here today, so she asked me to make some statements and some explanations about why this is imperative for her office. She has experienced countywide some attrition in her office. There have been people who have retired. There have been employees who are on family and medical leave. There are employees who have left and taken other jobs within the county and other higher-paying jobs in other locations. Because of that, she does not have the manpower to staff her offices fully. There are 3 offices in the county right now. There's the main one at the Jefferson County Courthouse. There's the satellite office at near the airport, and then there's, of course, the office here at City Hall. At the sub courthouse. She has made the decision to close the office at the sub courthouse temporarily. This is a temporary closure. It's for 90 days maximum. She could reopen the office sooner than 90 days. The problem she is having is she's got new employees that she has to bring in and train to be adequately prepared to fulfill their roles as employees of the Jefferson County Tax Office. These are not roles that people can go into. It's not like a answering the phone kind of thing or a secretarial job. They are interfacing with computer systems from other agencies in the state of Texas. So they have to be adequately trained, and it typically takes about 90 days to train a brand new employee, not somebody who has been in the tax office who's moving to another position, but someone who's coming in fresh to be able to be fully trained to be able to do those jobs. So because she doesn't have the manpower to move people around from one location to another to have those offices fully staffed, she's made the decision to temporarily close the office at the sub-courthouse. She has also given me some information about services that they have, most of which are online. If people need to pay their quarterly taxes, which are due July 31st, they can do that online, or they can mail it in. The only service that they cannot do in person, or that they must do in person, is a title transfer to any type of motor vehicle. Everything else can be done online. If they need stickers for their automobiles, that can be done at HEB, that can be done at Kroger, or it could be done at the other offices for the tax assessor's office at the Mid-County location and at the Beaumont Courthouse. So she wanted me to assure everyone on her behalf that this is a temporary closure. It will reopen by August 25th at the latest. She hopes to be able to open it sooner if she can. And again, this has to do with manpower issues and appropriate and proper training for the new employees that are coming in so that she can be fully staffed and reopen that office again.
Okay, Councilwoman Everfield.
Thank you, Mayor. I want the community to know that your voices have been heard regarding the time schedule that the offices in the sub-county courthouse are open, not just the tax assessor's office, but the county clerk's office. Several people want to be able to go and handle their business during the lunch hour, and the offices are closed. The tax assessor, Ms. Carroll, has heard that that concern and is well aware, and when the office is reopened, hopes to be able to address some of those issues. Another issue is people get off work. Most people get off work at 5 o'clock. The office closes at 4:30. So it does not give the opportunity, again, for the residents of the city and surrounding areas to become to handle their business here in South County. So I just want you to know that your voices have been heard. You're not being ignored. And I also had a conversation with Ms. Carroll, and she did assure me that the office is temporarily closed. The key word is temporarily closed. There has been conversation over the years, and it was a very candid conversation. There has been conversation over the years before she even took office about wanting this, the offices in the sub-county courthouse to be closed. This is not an attempt to do that. We are not doing a case, we're not a part of a case study to know how many residents will go to a different office over this next 90-day period. So I just want you to be reassured that the complaints and concerns have been shared, they have been heard, and are attempted to be addressed. So God willing, the office will not be closed for a full 90-day period. But in the event it is, we look forward to improvements for service, and hopefully the conversation about the hours will be addressed as well.
Okay. Councilman Doucet, you have something?
Yes. I read the comments that were Councilwoman Beckcom read, and they were made by the tax assessor. Okay? I, too, heard the comments from the general public, and I think this letter that the mayor is requesting here is what the citizens in the Port Arthur wants to know and wants to happen. Just like I understand being an elected official, sometimes we make decisions that a lot of people just don't agree with. But that's what being an elected official is about, making hard decisions and standing by them. So when I read her comments on why this office was closed, I took that in consideration. But I'm asking myself, you're making comments about how many stations you have in mid-county, and you only have these in Port Arthur. So you're going to train some people up, and then we're going to get trained up, then we're going to put more people over, then we're going to reopen, okay? So meanwhile, all of you all here, y'all come here. Well, that's her job to manage people. She could take somebody from mid-county and put in this sub-courthouse until she get people, and then those lines may be a little longer, but that's what they have to deal with, who goes to that one. Our lines may be a little longer here than normally. However, it will be open. Being able to take care of business online is not convenient to a lot of citizens, especially elders who don't even mess with a computer. So the things that I'm hearing are good, but I still don't believe that we couldn't move people around temporarily. It's not a permanent thing. It's just temporarily. So we could do that. But when you just say it's temporarily closed here, but I got enough people over here to take care of you all, why don't you move someone over here, and let everybody feel the grunt of maybe long lines. So I'm in support of the request that our feelings be sent to the tax assessor and let her understand at the council we're not in line with closing this one even temporarily based on the information that we were given. Like I said, you can move people. That's what she can do. So if you tell me you got so many here that you can handle the people that's coming from here to there, no, take some of them and put down here. I think that's another way to look at it. I know that the county tax assessor has her way, and that's more than one way to skin a cat. But our complaint is that this one is going to be closed temporarily I didn't see a sufficient enough reason to go with it, so I support the mayor's request and the letter be sent.
Okay. Councilman Lewis?
Yes. We got temp services that's up to speed on these things. You know, you can go and find them, hire those people that has the training to fill these vacancies. I am not buying this. There have been attempts to close Precinct 8, the JP's office, and the constable's office, okay? And they have, to get control of it, they actually extended the lines into Needland. It was caught, and they had to put them back. So to undermine, to actually think that I'm going to sit here, after all the years of experience, there are subtle ways of doing things. The long range is to close the darn office. That's the long range plan. They tried to close Precinct 8. I went over there along with other citizens and to speak against it. It's still there. But I'm not buying that you can't transfer people like Councilman Doucet said and fill these vacancies. You got a lot of temp services. They're up to speed on stuff, sophisticated. They can get this job done. And this thing about, I attended the meeting over at Pastor Washington's church for the community meeting. I heard that it's her decision to make these changes. That is my what I'm going to tell you right now. It is not her decision. She can request it or submit it or request. It is the county commissioners board decision. That's who handles her budget. Everybody's budget goal is approved by the county commission. They can't. They're going to sit there and allow this and try to undermine South County. I'm not going to tolerate it.
Okay, thank you. You have something else, Councilwoman Elder?
One other comment. I am not in support of our office being closed. However, I do understand operations. I do understand business operations, and I have taken that into consideration. However, I did forget to make this statement. I asked the question about the positions that need to be filled. I was informed that the positions have already been filled, and those are people that are in training. So there's actually postings and flyers up on the doors now that actually say that staff is currently in training. So I just want the facts to be out. We're talking about what has been shared previously. I get it, and that is factual. Attempts have been made, but I also want us to know all of the facts from the other side as well.
Okay, Councilwoman Beckcom, you have something else?
Thanks. And just to add to what Councilman Everfield said, she doesn't have the manpower to move people around because she has lost people countywide. She can't take people from the Beaumont courthouse and put them in McCounty and then take McCounty people and put them down here. She just doesn't have the manpower. It's not that she's lost people only at the sub-courthouse location. It is a countywide issue. So, and I agree, Councilmember Doucet, that would be a good solution, but she just doesn't have the manpower to do that.
Okay, Councilman Lewis, you had something else? Your light came back on.
You still have these things. You can anticipate these things ahead of time, prior to getting elected to the office. You know what the needs are, and there are trained people that you can put temporary service. The city got temp pools that fills the vacancies and whatever. They got people that's already trained that can step in there and take care of the job. Okay. What they should have done when she took the office, she should have cross-trained the people. That's the first thing you do. If you see a shortage, you start cross-training folks. That's what you do. So I'm not buying this temporary closure. It is a long-range plan to close it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And I'd just like to say this, and we'll take a vote on it. I did request this basically after having become knowledgeable of what was proposed or what has been proposed. being the mayor of the city of Port Arthur, and knowing the significance that this courthouse plays on our existence here in the city of Port Arthur, and also knowing how the tax office operates, not all of the intricacies, but from outside looking in, it is a viable operation that many citizens take advantage of the services that are offered there. Now, when we think about the populations of this county, Port Arthur is the second largest city, basically, really between Houston and Lake Charles. Beaumont is the largest city. Then it's Port Arthur. Now, if you take a city that has about 57,000 individuals and a facility that serves that particular city, which happens to be this sub-county courthouse, and you put another substation in an area that's called mid-county that serves roughly 15 to 17,000 people, I don't think that those statistical numbers would actually support closure of the Port Arthur office. Now, I understand what both of our young ladies here have said, and I would hope that Ms. Carroll is not just giving me a smoke screen for closure. I believe, being mayor of the city of Port Arthur, that I support at this time the sentiments of the citizenry in this metropolis that actually serves as a home for 57,000 plus individuals who utilize the sub-county courthouse at times when they need those services. Now, when you also think about something that I have heard and I did see, that maybe roughly 9% of the aggregate number of the percentage of work that comes through the tax office, only 9% actually occurs in Port Arthur. Well, that number will decrease, has decreased, will continue to decrease when you remove services from that office. When they removed certain services from the office in Port Arthur, moved those services to mid-county, then you look at the statistics again, and you see that there is a higher number of usage in mid-county because you've moved or displaced where those services are actually being provided and extended. So all of this actually supports closing the Port Arthur office, even under the assumption that it's done temporarily. Now, on August 25th, you will hear a different story. I would hope that story would be that the place is going to be open. That is why I would propose that we would do this today and not wait till August, when you then would want to make a statement that we're against the closure. Because you see, it's almost like a diabetic person having his or her limbs removed. The doctor will take a toe. Then he takes the foot. Then he comes back and he gets the entire leg. And eventually that person is deceased. You close that one office there and we do nothing and say nothing, you will look again in a couple of years, they will come back and remove another office in there and move it to mid-county. We're going to still have the larger population. I want Ms. Carroll to be telling the truth. I pray God, as I listened to my colleagues give information in support of what she's doing, I sat here praying to God that what she has told them is the truth. But because of what I have experienced in 70 plus years living in these United States of America, more particularly here in the city of Port Arthur, things are done as a smoke screen because they occurred in a smoke-filled room. You know what I'm saying. So I would ask my members here to support the citizens of Port Arthur who are vehemently against the closure of this office to ask that reconsideration in this matter would be given by Ms. Carroll, and she would reverse what she has decided of closure, because I think the office actually closed Monday. But I believe a reversal to that should be done expeditiously. So with that in mind, I'm ready to take a vote.
Yes, sir, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Just briefly, when you move people around, it changes those areas. You have an economic impact. Now, you remember there was pieces and parcels of land where that place is located at, okay? And we had a parcel, we released it. Beaumont had a portion, Port Nations had a portion. That's the strip they trying to develop. So increasing shutting down the office here will shift the traffic, like they've done when they closed all these offices back here and moved them into Newtown, okay? The same thing. It enhances real estate out there, all those kind of things. But who suffer? Who have to have the economic impact on travel? Who has to go buy a computer to access the system? Or wait for somebody or pay somebody to take them there? This is nothing new. This is nothing new. It's old, and it doesn't work if you don't do anything about it.
Right.
And you hold the county commissioners accountable. Not the person that's running. She don't make the final decision. You hold the county commissioners, everybody that you vote on, you hold them accountable.
Okay. All right. So in this, we're ready to vote on this item PR number 24364. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposers?
No.
Okay, that sounds like a single voice, so the ayes have it, City Secretary. Thank you. Now, we will go to page 9, PO number 7330, and it is